Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the hidden language of corporate finance. And prepare yourselves because today we're looking at Trisa Life Sciences, and let me tell you, there's been a little bit of a shake-up in their executive compensation that's definitely worth a closer look. Before we dive in, if you love getting these clear, no-nonsense explanations of SEC filings, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you want to chat more about these filings or anything else finance related, our Discord community link is in the description below. Alright, so Trisa Life Sciences has filed a current report with the SEC, basically an 8K, and the main event here happened on August 25th, 2025. This is the date that really matters for the story we're about to uncover. The company itself is Trisa Life Sciences Incorporated. They're involved in the life sciences sector, which generally means they're working on healthcare, medical devices, or pharmaceuticals. Now, what's interesting is how they're structured. They have common stock, which is typical for most companies representing ownership. But they also have these things called warrants. Think of warrants as a ticket that gives you the right but not the obligation to buy a share of the company's stock at a set price, in this case $11.50 per share. This is pretty standard as a way to raise capital or as part of executive compensation packages. The most significant part of this filing falls under item 5.02 of the Form 8K. This section typically covers changes in the company's leadership, like directors or top executives, or details about their pay. And for Trisa Life Sciences, it's all about changes in executive compensation. The spotlight here is on Mr. David Patience, and he holds a really crucial position. He's the Chief Financial Officer, or CFO, of the company. The CFO is like the head accountant and financial strategist responsible for the company's financial health. So on August 25th, the folks who decide on executive pay, the compensation committee, gave Mr. Patience a raise. His annual base salary jumped from $450,000 to $505,000 increase, effective right away. This is a pretty substantial bump, and it signals that the company values his role and wants to keep him happy and motivated, especially given the responsibilities of a CFO. But it doesn't stop there. Just a few days later, on August 28th, the compensation committee also decided to give Mr. Patience a significant amount of stock options. He was granted options to buy almost 250,000 shares of the company's common stock. The price at which he can buy these shares, that's called the exercise price, is set at $5.11 per share. Now, these options aren't just handed over freely. They have a condition, or what's called a vesting schedule. Mr. Patience can only actually get these options if the company hits a specific financial target. That target is generating revenue of $75 million or more over any 12-month period. And this needs to happen by the end of 2027. This is a smart move by the company because it directly ties Mr. Patience's potential gains. If the company hits that revenue goal, those options could be very valuable depending on how much the stock price goes up from the current level. And finally, the report is signed off by Mary Seller, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Trisa Life Sciences. Having the CEO sign off on these executive compensation adjustments is standard practice and shows that this decision has the full backing of the top leadership. Now let's put on our analyst hats. What does this all mean for Trisa Life Sciences? Well, first off, increasing the CFO's salary and granting stock options are clear indicators that the company is trying to retain key talent. A CFO has a massive impact on a company's financial strategy, its ability to secure funding, and its overall stability. For Trisa Life Sciences, especially if they are in a growth phase or facing a competitive market, keeping a strong CFO is paramount. The performance-based vesting of the stock options is particularly telling. Setting a target of $75 million in revenue over a 12-month period gives us a benchmark for the company's growth ambitions. Achieving this target would represent a significant milestone for Trisa Life Sciences, suggesting positive momentum and successful execution of their business strategy. If they do hit this number, it would likely mean they're expanding their market presence, successfully launching new products, or increasing sales of existing ones. However, we also need to consider the current financial standing of Trisa Life Sciences, which isn't detailed in this specific filing but is crucial context. Are they close to that $75 million revenue mark already, or is this a stretch goal? Without seeing their overall financial statements, it's hard to say definitively, but the fact that they're structuring compensation this way implies confidence in their future revenue generation. The exercise price of the options, $5.11, also gives us a clue about where the stock might be valued currently or where the company hopes it will go. If the stock price rises well above $5.1, those options become profitable for Mr. Patience, again, dependent on hitting that revenue target. The timing of these changes, with the salary increase immediately and the options granted shortly after, suggests a proactive approach to executive compensation. likely tied to performance reviews or upcoming strategic initiatives. It signals that the company is serious about its financial targets and is willing to reward its top financial leader for achieving them. Looking ahead, the key for investors and observers will be to track Trisa Life Sciences revenue growth. Does it hit that $75 million mark by the end of 2027? If so, it will validate this compensation strategy and likely point to a company on a solid growth trajectory. If not, it might raise questions about the company's ability to execute its plans or the realism of its targets. Ultimately, this filing paints a picture of a company focused on financial performance and incentivizing its key executives to drive that performance. Alright, that's our breakdown of Trisa Life Sciences' latest filing. What's your take on these compensation changes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out. And of course, subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate finance. Don't forget to join our Discord community in the description for even more insights and discussions. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.